Hi everybody, you've got Donna with you here again, and we've got Promise as our model today for a standing wrap. I have already fly sprayed her thoroughly, so hopefully she'll be able to be a nice still model for us. And I've got my supplies right here. I've got an assortment, and I just want to mention before I get started, it's really good to have an assortment of supplies because not all horses are the same size, and you might need different things for different situations. So don't let anybody tell you got too many polos or too many standing wraps, because you can never have enough. But this is the short, just basic quilted bandage. It's a 12-inch. I think I've got some 14s here. I don't think I've ever had a need for a 16, but this 12 is plenty for Promise. I'm going to wrap her left leg, so we're going to go counterclockwise. And one of your main concerns is you don't want to put any extra tension on this tendon right here. So with your fabric and with your wrap, you want to keep everything off. So I'm going to lay it on the inside right there. And then this, you can think the tail of my wrap goes towards her tail. So, and left is counterclockwise. I'm coming just right kind of in the middle of that knee. And see how that's still laying, that seam is nice on the side. If that were to fall back here in the back, I might want to try something different because I wouldn't want that seam on that tendon. So then I've got my standing wrap here. I'll use the same one. And I'm going to start it on the inside, kind of here in the middle. Get that wrap established. And then a thought that you can think to yourself is you push across tendon and then pull across bone, and that'll keep you from putting too much pressure. And as I'm coming down, I'm looking for even spacing on my wrap, not any wrinkles in there. I want to leave a 1/2 inch at the bottom and a 1/2 inch at the top so that I'm not binding up on her skin anywhere or on her tendon anywhere. I'm coming back up, looking for that nice even spacing. And once again, no wrinkles. The more you do this, the more proficient you will become over time. Just like anything, it takes practice. And it doesn't really matter if your Velcro ends up on the inside or the outside. What matters is the consistency of your wrap and that you're not binding up on the top or the bottom. You want to be able to get 2 fingers in there. I'm good there. And I'm good there. And then I'll show you how to unroll your wrap. You want to just take your Velcro, pin it back on itself, and then just wrap as you unroll. And that way, if your wraps are still nice and clean, they're ready for the next time that you need them. If you've got a wound that you're trying to doctor, you can put your salve on and then put a sterile pad and then wrap over the top of that. If you've got a really nasty wound, I consider these throwaway. And you could just wrap it, and then when you're done, you know, you're changing it for the day, you just toss that out and then start with a fresh one the next time. You always want to use clean equipment on your horse. So I've got that little bit. I just lay that on my leg, roll that on up, and then for my quilted pad, I'll just use both legs to lay that against and roll that back up. And these launder real well, not a problem. But like I said, a good variety is nice to have so that you can fit all your different horses and adjust it, you know, according to whatever your needs are. So just keep some of those pointers in mind when you're doing your standing wraps. Thanks for watching, guys.